Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica.
and some really cool glasses. You got some really
Mhm.
cool glasses going on. All right, well, if you haven't figured it out from the title and from Mandy's glasses, this is our annual Irish video for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know what
is.
day this is coming out, but St. Patrick's Day is coming up very soon.
Mm-hmm.
The day where everybody wants to be Irish. Yep.
Okay.
But only some of us burn just by thinking about the sun. It's the Irish in me. All right. Before we get started, what you got to tell the people?
Well, thank you for being here. We would love it if you would like and hype our video. And if you haven't yet, subscribe because we are giving away. Well, I'm just going to hold up my box.
Yeah.
The PR box for Come What May by Corinne Michaels. I showed this off a little bit more in 1 Minute Book Rec. So I also did a short when I ordered mine a couple months ago, back in January. So you can go watch that short. Just know that what is in that short may not match exactly with this PR box, but it will be close.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get
Oh,
started.
all you have
Whoa.
to do to enter to win is hit that subscribe button. So
Okay.
thank you so much. And that is part of our 26 books of 2026
Giveaway. Okay. Well, let's talk about some Irish Recs.
Okay.
Okay. So we each got 5. I guess I'll start talking about my first. Okay.
Because I'm
All
too
right.
cold to do anything else.
Oh, no. She's
Am
going to
I?
freeze. Okay.
I'm so cold.
Well, the first rec that I have is the one that I read this past week, and that is Ring of Truth by Deborah Garland. And I can't find my book to hold up. It's right here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Deborah Garland has a lot of Irish romance. I actually have another one for this video too, but it is what it is. So this is about Anna and Dara. I always want to say his name wrong. There is audio. Audio came out this week for it. So Anna is a Bratva princess, and her father has come to her and told her that she is to marry this guy that she doesn't want to marry. He's old and gross. And so, using some other people in the mafia, she escapes and goes to Vegas. When she's there, she runs into Cormac, who is the identical twin brother to Dara, and they're part of the Irish mafia, but they've left the Astoria area and they are now both, well, they were both doctors in Seattle, but now Cormac is doing drugs and he's gambling and doing some things that are not really cool down in Vegas. And so she ends up running into him. Somebody steals all of her money from her. And so she stays with him for a while and she ends up getting pregnant. Then you fast forward to when she's 8 months along. There's an accident that happens because Cormac has been keeping her kind of as his prisoner at this point, and she flees from him and she's in a car accident. They both end up getting arrested and thrown into jail. And Dara, who is he's a doctor, he's a pediatrician of some kind, but he's also a single dad to a 7-year-old little girl. He gets a call that his brother has been thrown in jail, and so he travels down to Vegas to figure out what's going on. And when that happens, he sees Anna. Now these guys grew up together, they know of each other, they ran in the same circles. So when he sees her, he can't believe that she's there because everybody thinks that she's been kidnapped and she's been staying with his brother, and now she is 8 months pregnant. She hasn't had any medical care at all, and he starts to freak out because this could start a war with their families if her father finds out that she is with his brother. And so he takes her back to his place in Seattle, and things go from there for them. Loved it. The Irish really comes in towards the end when the mafia really starts to ramp up, because in the beginning they don't have a lot to do with the mafia, and then the mafia plays a big part later. So, and there's some Irish accents that come out.
All right. So my first book rec is going to be my only non-Irish mafia book rec.
Okay.
Everything else is going to be heavy in the Irish on the mafia side.
Yeah.
So my first one is called My Week with the Prince by Jay Sterling. This is part of her Fun for the Holidays novella. You can get the entire series, so all 12, on Audible for only 1 credit, which is a steal of a deal if you're interested in listening to the whole series. You can also read them on KU. And there's also paperbacks. So in this one, we have Celeste. Celeste's mom has passed away and left a letter with instructions for her to not spend a lot of time grieving but to like live her life and go travel and do the things she wants to do. So she does what her mom tells her to do, and she travels to Ireland. And and again, this is a novella, so my rec's going to be quick. When she gets there, she ends up meeting an Irish prince. And yeah, she meets an Irish prince, people.
Dreams do come true for some. Yeah. Okay. Well, the next one I have is non-mafia as well. We have both read this, and this is the one that we just gave away. We just had for our latest giveaway, and that is Shamrock Kisses by Serena Peer. Since you're holding it, should I stay on, or do you think I should switch?
You can stay on if you want.
Okay. So basically, this is a part of her High Five novella series. This is book number 3, and she has novellas for all the major holidays and then some. Yep, go ahead and read your notes. Then some throughout the year. So this is about Rachel and Patrick. So Rachel owns a cleaning business, and she cleans these big mansions, but she has completely sworn off men. One day as she is cleaning this mansion, and that is where she meets Patrick. He is our little Irish boy, and he's not very little at all. He is a very big boy, and he is also a hacker, but he's a big old giant nerd with social anxiety. And that is their story. It's not a very long book. It is a novella. There is audio for it. And that's the, I almost switched myself over because I'm so used to doing that. Okay, what's your next book?
Okay, my next one is actually a Deborah Garland one.
I got another one on here too. Just got some good ones. Okay.
Hopefully it's not the same one. So this is
Hopefully.
Reckless Obsession.
No, it's not.
Okay, you would love this. I cannot believe you have
I'm
not
sure.
read this one.
I can't believe I haven't either. I've only read 3 Deborah Garland, and I've loved all of them.
Okay, so in this we have Jillian. She's the DA, and she is working on prosecuting Owen's brother. And Owen Owen ends up coming into court. He shows up and basically is able to wave his magic little Irish wand and get his Irish mobster of a brother off. And Jillian is really upset because one, he deserved to be prosecuted, and 2, she just lost this case. And so she goes to the bar to kind of drown her sorrows. And there she gets very, very tipsy. Owen shows up, and they decide that it would be a good idea for them to hook up. So, and they hook up, and Owen becomes extremely like fixated and obsessed with her and wants her. Well, she put herself through law school, and doing all of that, she kind of put like her, her own needs on the back burner, if you will. And now she's kind of in this like, I want to see what's out there. So she gets on this app and to try and find another hookup. And Owen has bugged her phone in the process. So he knows that she's trying to do this. So he is able to hack the system and make it so she matches with a fake profile that he created of himself. And so he then starts to see her as the fake person. But to do that, he has to wear a mask. And then like she's still communicating with this guy and kind of leading Owen on at the same time, and Owen's been getting jealous of himself, and it was a wild good time.
Okay. Well, another wild good time with an Irish mafia man is one that we've also both read. This was a part, I think we had this for book club, I think too, which is Bad Bishop by L.J. Shen. And the audio for this is like, oh my gosh, because our hero Tiernan is Irish, and he hold on, my finger slipped and like it moved the whole screen. Our hero Tiernan is Irish mafia, but he has an Irish accent, and the audio is fantabulous for this one. So this is about Lila, and again Tiernan is off his rocker, crazy. The start of the book, Lila's brothers, who are also part of the mafia, just a different mafia, are removing his eye. So he's down one eye. And that is when, like, after that happens, because something happens to make them do that, they let him go, and that is where he sees Lila. Now, Lila has been living, we find out she's deaf, but nobody knows this. Her mother had her play up her condition to where people think that she is simple. They don't know what's wrong with her, but she's, in her early 20s still playing with Barbie dolls. And so her mother had her do that so that her dad wouldn't marry her off to some mafia guy. And so she's been doing this for for years. But this is not a good situation for her, but because of this, one night she is raped at a family function. I think it was a wedding, and she is attacked and raped. And then they think that nobody's ever going to tell, right? That she'll never know who did it. But she ends up getting pregnant from this, and because of them being Catholic and or whatever, the mom insists that she keeps the baby, but she has to be married, and that is where Tiernan comes in. The brothers who have something on Tiernan get him to agree to marry her, knowing that it won't be a real marriage, because just be a marriage in name only. He can go do whoever he wants to do. He's not, he is expected to have heirs, but it's like a whole thing, and he's just crazy enough to say yes. But he figures out very early on that she is a very intelligent woman, and she is not who she's played herself up to be. And I love their relationship. I love this book so much, and I can't wait for the next book in the series.
Okay, next I have The Irishman duet.
Okay.
So the first book is Finn, the second book is Niall. This is by Melanie Moreland. And so in the first book we have Finn, and Finn's one biggest weakness is Una, and she works at his hotel, and he does not want his Irish mafia business to touch her at all. And so he has kept his distance and basically admired her from afar. Una has an older brother that is not making the best choices as well, and who has warned her away from Finn. And one day she gets taken from the hotel, and Finn loses his shit and will stop at nothing to get Una back. And then the second book is all about Niall. So they do not have to be read together. You should probably read Finn's book before you read Niall's book, just to understand everything. But technically, you could probably read them separate.
Okay.
But if you're looking for some Irish, this is a great place. Read the duet.
Okay. All right. Well, the next one is one of my favorite series out there by one of my favorite authors out there. And I don't know if I've talked about this in an Irish book video, and I didn't go back and look, but I needed a fifth Irish. This is my fourth, but I needed 5 total. And I went with this because the whole series can be read. They're mafia. And that is the Secrets and Lies series by BJ Alpha, because all these boys are Irish. These are the O'Connell brothers.
What were you? The whole series can be read. Yes.
What?
Most people can read the whole series.
For Irish. I meant they would all count as Irish because they're all Irish brothers.
Okay.
That's what
that makes way more sense than just the whole series.
They can all be read. Yeah. No, the series is complete though too. There is audio for the first 2 that are out now, and we will get the third, Finn's audio, which is one of my favorites, later this year. So this is about Cal. Cal and Lily. They met years ago in Vegas. They had a night together. And from that, a child sprung forth from her loins, or his loins, or whoever's loins were on fire there. But Cal doesn't know about this. It's 14 years later, and there's some things going down. Lily and her son have been on the run. Reese is neurodivergent. And he makes the book, let me tell you, he really does. He's awesome. But he is highly, highly, highly intelligent. He's a bit of a hacker, and he actually has figured out who his father is. There are some bad people coming for Lily, and so he arranges it to where the O'Connell brothers get a tip off about her being there, and they show up at their apartment before the bad guys can get there. And that is when Cal sees his son, and he just knows that it is his son. There's a lot of Irish elements coming from the parents that we see quite a bit throughout the book. And the whole series is just the whole series. These are all very dominant men that all have a breeding kink. So, but there is a plot, I promise. But this is BJ's very, very first book ever. And every book just gets better and better and better as you go through it.
Okay.
But go listen to the audio. It's great.
Okay. So next I have Unrequited by Jane Henry. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unrequited,
you were like pausing, and I thought, oh, I messed
my finger
up.
wasn't functioning properly.
Okay. In this, we have Zoya and Seamus. Seamus. Not Seamus. Seamus. Okay. Zoya is a Russian princess, and Seamus is the Irish enforcer. Okay. They meet at a bar where Zoya goes to feel normal once a week. She goes there and she just gets to feel normal instead of like she's this Russian princess that's going to get told who she has to marry and all of that fun jazz. And Seamus is there and they start to fall for each other. But he keeps his identity a secret from her because he doesn't want her to know who he is because their families are enemies, and so he just figures it's like too much of a secret for her to know who he is, so they just meet in secret once a week. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And her brother is planning to marry her off.
Okay.
Yeah, so good.
Okay. Are we done? We're done. Okay.
Yes, we're done. I
Okay.
feel like really tired all of a sudden, like I need a nap.
Oh, we're hitting a wall. That's because it was spring forward day today and it just screwed me up from the get-go.
Okay,
So,
well,
okay.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
take a quick power nap while you talk.
Well, I talk. All right. So the last book that I have is The Other Promised, Deborah Garland. And so I can't do, hold on, my book is
We're
flipping up
already on number 4. That was
five.
number 4.
That was five. I have already, yeah, that was number 4.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Number 5.
Yep.
Here we come.
Okay. So this is Brutal Collateral by Deborah Garland. This is about Ava and Griffin. So Ava is a part of the Greek mafia and Griffin is Irish mafia. So Ava, there's some power struggles between her older brothers with I think her father died or something, and there's some power struggles as to who's going to take over. And so to keep her safe, one of her brothers, right the day after she turns 18, makes her join the Greek um or no, has her go into the Navy. She enrolls in the Navy here in the States, and that is where she stays for many years. She's there for 7 years, and then when she gets out of the Navy, thinking that she is going to be safe, that is when she is kidnapped by a warring mafia family. Griffin has been promised her hand in marriage, but only if he can find her and bring her home safe. And so that's what starts this one. Now there is a surprise pregnancy and a stalker type situation, and there's a few things that happen. That is literally like the first half of the book, the first few things that happen in the book. But yeah, he's gonna go find his wife and bring her home.
All right.
What do you got? Okay.
Okay. So my last one is one that I may have used in the very first Irish romance rec video that we ever did, but I don't talk about this book ever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, really good. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring it up again because I was already like very mafia heavy. And so this is not mafia heavy, but it is. And I think I said that was my only non-mafia book, but this one is like, it's not dark, dark, but it's like in the taboo category, I guess. So
Okay.
do
Okay.
you know what it is?
No,
Why not?
that's not enough context. I need more context.
Okay. The word Irish is in the title.
Oh, Irish Kiss.
Yes. Good
Yes.
job.
Yeah, thanks.
By
Okay.
Sienna Blake. So I love this one so much. So we have Saoirse, who she has a really, really bad home life, and something happens to her and she ends up getting in trouble. And it's explained in how this would take place in Ireland, but basically she gets assigned like a juvenile parole type officer whose job is to check in with her quite frequently and make sure she's getting on the right path, and that's Dearmid. And they end up becoming very close because he feels very protective of her because he sees the really not great life that she is forced to live, but yet she's still turned out really good and is got talent and should go to college and all of this stuff. And then something ends up happening and he ends up basically just being gone. He transfers somewhere else and she never gets to say goodbye. She is heartbroken because she has started to fall for him. Again, like the relationship wouldn't really work, but she has this big crush on him. Well, it's now 3 years later and he has ended up back as her parole officer and she is in a different town. She has not gone to college and she's not always making the best choices. And so he ends up trying to figure out how to navigate all this. So I loved it so much. It's age gap, it's very angsty, it's very taboo and forbidden love. Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes place in Ireland, in case I didn't make that
She
clear.
has been getting some audio for her books now. I wonder if that one's out on audio yet. Because she has been. I'll have to check
I
that
don't
out
know.
for my St. Patrick's Day read. We'll see.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Well, there you go. There's 10 books for you to choose from for St. Patrick's Day. Read one, read them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go do it. And we have like 2 other videos, I think, too. Well, these will be in a playlist. We'll link them in a playlist. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. In the meantime, make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and let's just be freaking real at this point, Wednesdays, for new videos from us. Also, we love it when you like and comment and hype our videos. And if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. We love having you here and it means a lot to us. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Happy St. Patrick's Day to those who celebrate. And we'll see you in the next video.